I woke up in the morning with a little bit of pain. But before the day was gone, it got worse and worse. I tried aspirin. By the next morning, I had a hard time even getting up out of bed. Oh, my aching back. Any of you ever had any problems with your backs? Oh, wow. It got so bad, I had to have my wife's help to get my t-shirt on. I could only raise my arms up about like that. I couldn't bend over, so she had to put my shoes and socks on. I insisted on going to work anyhow. And I thought, well, maybe should I go to see a doctor? But he might want to operate, or he might want to give me some really heavy-duty medicine. I think I'll just tough it out for a while. About 5 or 6 days had gone by, and I ran across a friend of mine, and he realized that I was very rigid and in a lot of pain, and he suggested that I do some exercises. He said there's actually exercises that can relieve that. Well, that doesn't sound like that would really work, but I'll give it a try. So I went down to the library. I found a very good book there, written by a man from Texas who is a back surgeon, one of the top authorities in the United States. And one of the first parts of the book said, don't have an operation, do everything first. I said, okay, I'm with you on that. I don't want to have an operation on my back. And he suggested 3 exercises. He said, the problem with your back is it's weak. And so I said, okay, I can do these exercises. I did 3 exercises, and would you believe it, within about 5 minutes, I was totally pain-free. How many people would like to know what those exercises are? They're real easy. The first one was you just grab your knee, and you pull up like that, and you kind of stretch your back, and you push it out. And then the second exercise, you do it, of course, on the other side as well. Then the other exercises are even easier. Just get down on your hands and knees, and you make your back sway like an old horse. And then you make your back hump up like a mad cat. And you go back and do that a few times. And that lets those muscles relax. Because what happens with your back? You get a pain, and the muscle tightens up. The pain causes the muscle to tighten up more, and pretty soon your back is like that. And you either have to have some really heavy-duty meds, or you have to do something that will help it relax. Well, the exercise helped it relax. I checked out and wondered if I'm the only person that has these kind of problems. I found out this is not unusual at all. Low back pain is the single leading cause of disability, and 1/2 of Americans have back pain every year. It's the second most common reason for missing work. Number 1 is upper respiratory infections. And 80% of us will suffer back pain during our life. Backs are something to really be careful with. You're walking around, you feel fine, but boy, if your back starts hurting, it's amazing the things you can't do and how much pain you can have. Well, a few years ago, I started having an ache in my back. And I noticed it was from when I was sitting down, mostly. And I wasn't quite sure how to handle that, so I mentioned it to my wife, and she said, let's go down to Walnut Creek. There's a special store there, and the name of it is Relax the Back. All things back. They'll sell you all kinds of back furniture. And so I talked to the lady there, and she said what my problem was the way I was sitting. I was either sitting kind of like this, or I was like this, and that's not what my back likes. The back likes to have a nice curve like when you're standing up. And so she sold me this little device, and I put it in my chair, and I have one in my car as well, and it keeps a nice curvature in my back. When I'm at my kid's house or anybody else's house and I don't have that, I take a small pillow and stick it back there. I'm very careful about where I sit and how I sit. Makes a big difference. I don't have those aches in my back anymore. Well, the final thing that happened on my back happened only a few months ago. Now, as some of you know, I like to lift weights, and I'm lifting right now over 300 pounds on the deadlift, and without any problem with my back. But this particular day, I was doing some housework, and I bent over like that, and I grabbed a pail and picked it up, and it only had maybe 5 or 6 pounds in it. And oh, all of a sudden, I grabbed my back, and I had pain in my back for at least a week. Well, I think we all realize we're not supposed to pick up things that way. You need to pick something up, bend the knees, keep the back straight, use your legs to pick it up. And if you're careful about doing that, you won't hurt your back by bending over and picking up things. So if you do some exercises to keep your lower back in shape and relieve the tension back there, you're careful about your posture, and particularly how you sit when you're driving or sitting at home or working on the computer, and you're very careful about how you pick up things when you're picking up anything off the floor, then you're not going to have to say, "Oh, my aching back."